Sagittarius family, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy to be talking to you. I tell you what, that eclipse was intense. I'm still feeling the fallout of it, and depending on who I'm talking to in these videos, I bring up my own vulnerability right now, but I'm going to bring it up with you guys because you are my family, and Sag rising here. I trust you guys. I have felt about as vulnerable and fragile as I've ever felt in the last week or week and a half since this eclipse. It's taken me extra time to get these videos out. It's Mercury retrograde. We're in Virgo season. I've got this Virgo moon. There's a lot happening. We're still in Pluto retrograde too till the end of the month. So coming into these readings, I'm fragile. I'm fragile, but I'm really happy to be talking to you all because this is, for me, the truth-telling circle, and it's always a good place to just be as real can be. That's what it's all about in the Sag fam, right? Get real. Get real, get philosophical, really delve into these issues. So that's just a little precursor before I get started talking about you guys. Plus, I have been wearing pink LUNE stuff, this pink jasper, which I've worn before, but I love it. It really grounds me, and it really helps protect me. These amethyst earrings, she's given you 15% off. I'm leaving her info in the description box. Check it out. It's amazing. 15% off. Can you believe that? Okay, you guys, so I have the note, as usual. We're going into, Virgo is your 10th house. And then we go into Libra at the end of the month, which is your 11th house. So we are in your reputation in the world and your circle of friends. But the thing that's interesting about those two energies for you guys is that the note I got was get real about what you want and only keep things around you that are serving you. Which is a really interesting theme, I think, for Sagittarians. It's kind of, for me, it's the continuation of what we were talking about in August, which was how only things that are lighting you up and are passionate are going to work for you. I kind of feel like that holds true for this month, but in like more practical terms. Virgo is very practical, and one of the things that does happen with Virgo season, no matter what sign you are, is it's house cleaning time. And there's something about like you getting really real with what's working for you and what is not. And like last month, yes, it was like, I'm looking for passion, I'm looking for movement, I'm looking for excitement, I'm looking for answers and like movement. Let's do this, right? You're fire. We're fire. We're going to do this. But this month is more like, okay, I figured out this is what this month is much more about like sitting down and writing it out, even like, truly just like sitting there and be like, what do I really want? What is really working for me? What is not working for me? What is holding me back and what is helping me spring forward? Like, I feel like some of you Sages you have been in situations or around things that have been kind of slowing you down and dimming your flame even a little bit, whether it's work or a relationship. There's something that's kind of been slowly taking the energy away from you. And there was kind of a backlash last month. I feel like a lot of you were feeling that intensity of wanting to move. And now you're just faced with the reality of the fact that you have felt a little dimmed and a little exhausted. And yeah, I'm looking at these cards right now, and they're an interesting mix of rest and steady forward movement. So let's start talking about this, because this house cleaning energy is a little scary, and I think it can be a little intense, even for a Sag. You guys are the mutable fire sign, which to me, it's like Sag is you're able to move with things. You're able to adapt and move and flow with it. But there is something about the harshness of the Virgo house cleaning time. I think especially this year, right on the heels of eclipse season, and with the Mercury retrograde and with the Pluto retrograde, which Pluto is like the house of secrets, like not the house of secrets, it's the death and transformation planet being retro like that. It's just forcing us all to look at some stuff. And so it's a little scary, it's a little intimidating, and it can often, really force us to face up to what's working for us and what is not. And, it's interesting, I'm talking about slow and steady progress. Right out of the gate, we have two interesting energies. Knight of Cups and Page of Wands. These two are kind of it's a funny mixture of energies, but this is exactly, I think, a perfect representation of how you're going to be assessing what's serving you and what isn't this month. Because the Knight of Cups is an emotive card, right? The water. And this Knight specifically moves at a medium pace, whereas the Knight of Pentacles like does not move. And the Knight of Wands like forges forward, you know, like setting fire to everything. The Knight of Cups puts one foot in front of the other very steadily and understands the flow of the universe, right? He's open with his heart, but he understands that cosmic timing is extremely important. So there's a steady calmness to this energy, and I think this is what you're going to be wanting to tap into as you parse through what is working and what is not. He does not make rash decisions, okay? I know, Sag, you know, you guys are wild. You're wild. You want to be free. When you feel something, you feel it and you want to move on it. But the Knight of Cups is asking you to pause and take measured steps that really reflect your inner spiritual side. And it's interesting though, because the Page of Wands is still here, you guys. And Sag energy to me, like Page of Wands, Sag is, you're not really the Page of Wands, but what you do have is this fiery determination to kind of put yourself out there. We are in your 10th house of your reputation in Virgo. Your reputation in the world, the work you do in the world. And I feel like some of you feel like you have something to prove. You know, the situations that have been dimming you down and dimming your flame a little bit. I think there's kind of this resistance, this like rebelliousness that's coming up with the Page of Wands. It's like, no, I'm going to show people what I am made of. And so there's a funny thing going on here. I keep looking at them because these two are so funny together. On the one hand, yeah, you're going to be just wanting to take it easy. On the other hand, you have something you want to say or prove. Now, here's the thing. A lot of the house cleaning that is going on for you guys this month is kind of intense because whatever you're doing right now, it's foundational to the big picture and the long haul. And so that's why I'm saying take some time. And the reason I'm here, I'll show you. The 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords came up next. Now, there's a thunderstorm outside. I don't know if you could hear that, but that's amazing. The 10 of Pentacles is the big picture. It's the legacy card. You know, for me, the 10 of Pentacles is what you get from slow and steady and consistent work throughout a lifetime or throughout a number of years. You know, building a house with your bare hands, you know, building a family, building relationships, building trust, building up savings, right? It's a slow card. Like, it develops eventually and it's this beautiful, great thing that's solid in your life. But it doesn't happen in a month, right? It happens because you keep showing up and putting the work in. Paired with the 4 of Swords here, this is telling me the 4 of Swords is a rest card. It is the card of reflection and internalization. It is a slowdown card. It is a card that demands of you rest, meditation, extra naps, getting enough sleep on the literal level, and on the mental level, it means really getting real with what is working and what is not, internalizing the reality of what you need in life. And it's speaking directly to this 10 of Pentacles, which is what you really want. What do you really want? Like, it's almost giving me like goosebumps and a little bit of a stomachache to talk about this, because I feel like some of you, like, it's really hard for you to admit what hasn't been serving you and what has been slowing you down, what has been dimming your shine. It's kind of a bittersweet thing to admit what you have to leave behind. And it's important because, you know, you don't want to keep dimming your shine, but at the same time, that moment of realization can be kind of heavy and feel slow and feel dogged. So be patient with yourself this month, Sages. I know that's not always easy. I know you want to go and you want to have fun. You want to be out there doing the things. I love it. I love it about you. But there's something going on here with you really getting real. And the thing is, the rewards are almost like immediate. The emotional jubilation of this is really important. And one thing I will say with the 4 of Swords energy, if you have an axe to grind or you have a beef with somebody and you haven't expressed it, you're going to want to get truthful with that person and tell them up front. Because I think some of you are holding a perception of a situation in your mind a certain way, and you haven't expressed it because you care about being free and independent, and you don't want to feel needy on anybody. You don't want to feel that you are just being, overly effusive. But if they don't realize what it is that's going on with you, they can't address it. I will say that. And part of the reason I'm saying that is so we have this assessment energy, which is really beautiful. The thing is that you're building, your visions of the future are going to be really clear this month as you build it. And in doing that, there's these cards of jubilation that pop out right afterward. 3 of Cups and 9 of Cups. Are you kidding me? Hi, Sag. Here you are having fun. This is an interesting element, though, for you to be in, because you're not water. I'm so sorry. Ooh, like I said, this Mercury retrograde is kicking my butt. And the fallout from the solar eclipse. So please excuse me for my yawning. I love you guys, and I'm not bored by this discussion whatsoever. Yet you're not water. You're fire. You're fire. But there's something about emotions coming to the surface and being really strong, and you really feeling that you're connecting with them this month. I mean, we are, once we hit Libran's era, 3 of Cups is that card of friendship and jubilation. And I do think that the social life you have, the friendships you have, are so important, and they are really going to carry you through these questions about what is serving you in the big picture. Because you guys are kind of the sign of the big picture, of the hopefulness, of the optimism, of looking at the larger picture, but somehow I feel like you've been kind of drugged down to the mundane again, and there's something about expanding back out to the big picture that's going on this month. Oh my god. Oh, so sorry, you guys. Seriously. That's the last time. I can't do it again. But your friendships are going to carry you through that. But this 9 of Cups is about emotional contentment, which is interesting, because I was just talking about how maybe there are some bittersweet things you're realizing you have to let go of, but there is this emotional fulfillment here. So whatever house cleaning you're doing, it's somehow leading you to a really jubilant time of feeling that you are right where you want to be with your friends and with your love. 9 of Cups is a love card. I'll say it. It's a love card. It's about love. It's about feeling that you are cared for on an emotional level that is extremely fulfilling and warm and inviting. So this is great. This is awesome. I love this for you guys. I love this for you guys. So once again, once we get hit Libra, that's your 11th house of friendship. So there is kind of a jubilant, fun time. The fall is hitting in the northern hemisphere. Spring is coming in the southern hemisphere. There's kind of this fun, celebratory energy near the end of the month, which I think you're going to really like. However, underneath the surface, we are just beginning to parse through some of these deeper themes that are going on with what you're doing in the world. And I think that you will be feeling this really intensely when it comes to career, more than anything, actually. Career is really, really prominent in this reading, and that's because the last 3 cards are about career and about holding your ground. 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. So 7 of Wands is that card of holding higher ground. Like, you have to hold your own and what you want. And this is where I'm talking about things that aren't serving you anymore. I think some of you have kind of, because you're peacemakers and you're hopeful and you want to make things work and you have that determination to do so, sometimes you don't speak your mind. And this is what I'm talking about. There's like some truth telling that's going to be coming out. And this 7 of Wands is kind of, for me, is that holding your ground and saying what you really need and what you really want. This is a truth teller, and it's also just it's a strength card. It's about holding strong ground, holding steady where you want to be. So something is grinding away underneath the surface, and it's kind of bothering you. And I think it really is time to address this. And it will continue to be a theme underneath the surface. And it has to do with your work, because 7 of Pentacles is, that card of when you've done a ton of work and you're stopped and you're looking at all that you've done and you're really assessing, do I want to keep going? I know I need to keep going, but do I want to keep going with this, or do I want to do something else? And here's where I'm talking about that dimming of the shine. There's something where it's like you guys are willing to put in the work. You are willing to put in the optimism. You are willing to try again and again and again. But what is serving you and what is not? What is it that you feel you have something to say that you have been like holding up? Like, I feel like there's like almost resentment that has been building about a situation where you can't take it anymore and you just have to say something. So, the beginning of the month, like I was talking about steady progress and internalization and visualizing what you really want. Once we hit into Libra, I think those truths are going to be coming out. And the further we get away from Mercury retrograde, the easier communication will be. And then we hit this Three of Pentacles, which I really like. This is where you want to be, Sagittarius. You want to be in a communicative, supportive work environment that supports your ideas and your goals and your dreams. And this can be in any relationship, really. Three is a sacred number, right? It's about the flow. There's a flow with threes. And I think a lot of you have felt you are out of the flow somehow. Once again, your flame has been, you're like an ember in a fireplace where the flue has been closed. And you're not getting that infusion. And so something's needing to shift, and that something's needing to change. Something's needing to move in order for you to feel good again. And so that is coming out this month. Oh, and I just looked at the bottom of the deck, and it makes me happy because it's the Ten of Cups. And I actually got this for Leos too, not at the bottom of the deck, but I just like that this is at the bottom of the deck because here's another 10. It's like, once again, this is all foundation work, you guys. And I think all the fire signs are kind of going through this foundation work energy right now because of where this energy is falling in the house placements. But there is this idea of house cleaning, getting rid of the cobwebs, paying attention to what serves, and then that way you are building your foundation for a future that will actually serve you and not stifle you. So with that being said, if you're feeling a little nervous, if you're feeling a little on edge, be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. Kind of keep in mind this Knight of Cups energy, right? Steady, one foot in front of the other, not making rash decisions, but connecting with heart source. Willing to proffer what you're really feeling inside, but not willing to just throw yourself overboard, right? That is really going to be the key energy that you're going to need this month. Also friendships and patience. And keep your vision on this big picture right here, because it may not be here this September, but what you're really doing is you are energetically, vibrationally connecting in with this and setting a stage. And we need you to do that, Saggies, because we want our flames alight. Life is just not the same when Saggies are down. We can't have that. Something's wearing on you and it needs to be addressed. It's going to be okay. I promise. It'll be for the better. I promise that. I love you guys. I'm going to leave my website and my email below. I do private readings with Skype most often, but I can do video recordings or phone readings. I will leave my website and my email below. Get in touch with me and my Instagram. It's all going to be in the description box. Also pink LUNE stuff. Check her out. She's the best. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you in October, and I'm sending you everything I have in my heart. Mwah.